Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called The China Syndrome. What year was this? 1979? Yes, sirree. There it is right there, the disc, as promised. Reporting to you from the war zone. I hate this flick. I'm giving it 1 out of 5 stars, as expected. The only truthful thing that Jane Fonda said in this one is that she's not very objective. Ain't that the M and F and truth? Right, here's the other disc. Man Against the Mob, the Chinatown murders. I'm in the China section of my Netflix queue. I haven't gotten Cape Fear. I was hoping to get it Thursday. Then I looked on my Netflix queue. It said it wasn't supposed to arrive until yesterday, which didn't. So hopefully I got it today. If so, I can get through Cape Fear and Man Against the Mob, the Chinatown murders. Tomorrow, hopefully I can finish up Death Ring. This disc, the China Syndrome, has a lot of bonus features. We learned that not only is Hanoi Jane totally crazy with her Bolshevik nonsense, but also Michael Douglas, Jack Lemmon, and the guy who played Jimmy Olsen in The Adventures of Superman, all of them are completely wacky into this anti-nuke stuff from the 70s. And I guess they have a problem with cheap and safe power because it's radioactive and it might damage some children's internal organs. Okay. Well, the China Syndrome means that in theory, the core could melt through the bottom of the power plant all the way to China and destroy an area the size of Pennsylvania. That's what some kook on the China Syndrome says. And of course, it's never happened in decades, but that won't stop the crazy people who run California Stan to force us to use wind and solar here, resulting in blackouts when the wind's not blowing and the sun's not up. So fortunately I've been spared that kind of blackout, but my son hasn't. My son lives in the San Francisco suburbs. San Francisco doesn't have blackouts. It's always the San Francisco suburbs for some reason. Don't ask me why. I've never been able to figure that out. I've asked a coworker, and I got some stupid answers. So I don't trust any of my coworkers, to tell the truth, honestly. But there's one guy here who's pretty trustworthy, Vietnamese dude who lives in Richmond. He's got tattoos and he talks Ebonics like he's from the ghetto, but he's a pretty straight shooter. That's the only coworker that I trust really here. And speaking of which, I had the manager text me on Thursday, I think, asking if I could switch my early morning shift for mid-morning shift. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, this mid-morning shift is going to be way shorter than my early morning shift, but I like a big dummy, I accepted his offer, and sure enough, they gave me one stop in Portola Valley, and they told me to wait there for relief driver route that never came. So I ended up only working like a little over 3 hours this morning, and then I come in last night, and there's some new transportation manager here. The other manager was trying to introduce me, the dude who screwed up my schedule today. I never really got along with this guy, but he introduces me to the new manager. He says, "Oh, this guy has some questions about vaccination." So I get this sinking feeling in my stomach, like, oh, he's going to ask me all kinds of medical information, and which is, of course, none of his business because he's not my doctor. But he asks the most stupid questions I've ever heard, such as, "Have you been fully vaccinated?" Well, it's not really a vaccine. It's a bioweapon. It's a biological re-engineering or something. Can't think of the words, but I said, no, I haven't gotten any of the shots. And he said, well, are you planning to get vaccinated considering all the rules? I must have missed those. I didn't know California Stan was becoming like Australia, but apparently, according to him, it is. And so I have some kind of moral duty to get the poison jab. I said, no, And he kind of looked at me like, give me the Nazi death stare. And he said, okay. And that was it. So I don't know what they have in mind, if there's some sort of deadline that they're going to impose, but knowing the CEO, he's probably up to some shenanigans after he watched Joe Biden on TV or something. Anyways, getting back to the movie, so it's about a nuclear power plant here in California, Southern California. I'm in Northern California, but this takes place in Southern California, where there's lots of traffic and smog in the late 70s. And Hanoi Jane plays a news reporter. Jack Lemmon is the shift supervisor at the nuclear plant. And there's an accident. Of course, it's it's highly unlikely that something like that would happen, but it's Hollywood, so they can get away with making up stuff and pretending like it's real. And then in the bonus features, Hanoi Jane tries to she says that Tom Hayden's her ex-husband, the radical leftist here in California, his dad was quite conservative, according to Hanoi Jane. I find that hard to believe. He's probably a rhino. Just like those Kochtopus people who tried to take over the Libertarian Party, make it anti-nukes back around 1980, around this time. But anyways, and she even mentions Ted Turner, who was pro-nuke and became anti-nuke after watching this. Like, I really care. I could really care less how she manages to convince her husbands and their families to become anti-nuke by watching this movie. It's a lamestream PG movie. Got 4 Academy nominations, which is another reason not to watch it. It's lame stream. But anyways, so there's an accident there. Jack Lemmon starts to complain about the pipes or something, the contractor work, and Hanoi Jane and her hippie cameraman Michael Douglas, who was also the producer of this, along with I think it was Jimmy Olsen from The Adventures of Superman. That actor produced it, and of course it's overtly political, and it has everything to do with Hanoi Jane's Bolshevik ideology, just like FTA. Had nothing to do with bringing the troops home, and everything to do with Hanoi Jane promoting her Bolshevik agenda. But anyways, or I should say the Killing Fields agenda. Anyways, Hanoi Jane's got her her hair dyed red for some reason. I guess she admired some television reporter she looked up to, had red hair or something. I forgot what she said in the bonus features. Very uninteresting conversation, to say the least, but she's sort of an entertainment reporter or something. She's doing tigers' birthday parties at the zoo, and she wants to do hard reporting on the nuclear plant. So she shows up at a demonstration, anti-nukes demonstration, and she even used some of her real life people in that, people that she knew who were demonstrating against nuclear power, and she used them in some of the movie scenes. One of the she said it was one of the fundraisers or something. The lady who takes Hanoi Jane's money and uses it on worthless political causes. But anyway, to make a long story short, there's a lot of stuff that happens. Jack Lemmon gets some x-rays or something showing that there's defective parts, and Michael Douglas wants to show it to the committee hearing where the protest is, but the Hispanic dude, who Michael Douglas's sidekick, gets run off the road. So you got the greedy white, capitalist pig, chairman of the board, trying to control costs, of course, at the expense of public safety. That's the whole Bolshevik idea. All the greedy capitalists care about is the accumulation of wealth, that kind of thing. And so there's that. And then Jack Lemmon takes over the power plant, gets Hanoi Jane on the air for 3 minutes in the control room. He just takes the rent-a-cop's gun, takes over the control room, and then the chairman is trying to sabotage him. They end up shooting him at the end. The ending is completely dumb. I hated it. And Michael Douglas calls it a horror movie. Really? Come on. Horrible is more like it. But anyways, that's in my review. I just wanted to get that in real quick. I've got another large gap between my routes, thanks to scheduling mistake that I made, that I got sucked into through every fault of my own. Oh, what else was I going to say? Yeah, I was telling my son I was delivering groceries someplace in Oakland, I think. And this old lady had a giant-size, life-size cardboard cutout of Dr. Fauci greeting everyone at her door. These people are hopeless here. I told my son we got to get out of California. He even told his sister that he wants to move with me to Wyoming. And she said there's nothing there but buffalo. But my son told her, you probably want to move somewhere that's twice as expensive as here. Like Washington, D.C. or New York. Anyways. Cool. So maybe I'll take a little nap in my car. Watch a little bit of Man Against the Mob. What's it called? Oh man, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Man Against the Mob, the Chinatown murders. That's coming next. And cool. Yeah, I was telling Adrian in the comments section of my last video that I'm not liking Death Ring. Sorry, Karate Man. I know you're in my top 3 fans, up there with NASA Genre Cult, Adrian, and Karate Man are my top 3 fans. So I don't want to lose Karate Man as a fan, but these latest ones that recommendations that I've been getting are kind of not completely crappy, but somewhat bad. Let me say, somewhat bad, slightly bad. There was Billy. What's his name? Oh, I can't think of his name. The guy in Death Ring, the bad guy, is like dry humping on this comely middle-aged Chinese woman, and that really irritated me. I want to see more of her. That's what I told Adrian. I don't like it to be teased like that in movies, but that's just me. I did like the Dolph Lundgren. I love that flick. Army of One, aka Joshua Tree. So they're not all bad recommendations. Occasionally I'll get a really good one, like with the Dawn the Dragon Blood Fist series. It was sort of a mixed bag, depending on whether Kajna Sassoon was in it. All right, cool. That's the end of my review. Laters.